with the decolonization, and we have hearings in June. The last week in June was slated for a major conference in the Pacific and Timor-Leste, to be precise. And because of internal disturbances there, we had to cancel it. But it was sometime in the middle there that that Armstrong withdrew. And the calls came in then, I think, the people of Gros Islet, Labour Party supporters were sort of fed up with what was taking place. And the calls were coming thick and fast that I should return to elective politics. Of course, I thought about it and, of course, had to eventually get clearance from Jennifer, and that was not easy. But I think the aspect to it that was appealing to me was the fact that I realized that I could better serve St. Lucia at this stage here, given what I saw taking place on the international scene. I don't think that the larger countries really care anything about us any longer.
But do you think that, even before we get into the campaign, do you think that you can really, a politician, a member of cabinet can really do what he wants to do in our politics if he's not the Prime Minister himself?
I believe that he can have considerable influence, and if he has support within the cabinet, at least what I know of Kenny Anthony, I have not known him to be someone who would dismiss good ideas. And when we look at what is taking place with CSME, with the economic partnership agreements, with the European Union, the possible FTAA, these are major things that are happening in the world which impact on us. And we must be able to respond with clarity. We must know what we're about. We're about 200,000 people right now, and seen by the international community more as a market, more as a place to do business, than to give us the level of assistance that we got in the past. In fact, the level of aid that is expected.
Have you been able to articulate such messages on the campaign trail?
Yes, I do it all the time. I believe that this is a campaign of issues, and I don't get bogged down. I think once in a while you do get into the local stuff, but for me, I have absolutely no reason.
But do you think you can get those messages across from the platform with all the hoo-ha that goes on that surrounds the platform?
I think people are listening. I think the important thing for a candidate is to remember that he must not always speak to his base. That there are people who come around meetings, you don't see them, they're in their cars, they're at their homes because the public address system carries, and they're listening to what is taking place. And I've been told by a number of young people that they do get turned off when the rah-rah continues.
Why do you suppose the media, television and radio in particular, were not used far more? In fact, they were used minimally during this campaign, which surprised me a lot, because a lot of the issues would have been better articulated to listeners in their living rooms, because you almost have a captive audience. And plus, it's free. But I noticed that the politicians on both sides did not take advantage of that, I suspect deliberately. And they seem to prefer the jumping up on the platforms. Can you tell me why there weren't more television appearances?
I don't think it was something that was planned. I believe that, in fact, my presence here this evening is acknowledgement of the fact that one cannot escape this, in the sense that it is something that one needs to do. And I believe increasingly so that I think that gradually we are getting there. I think by the next election it will be a regular feature.
How have you been able to readjust to the campaign trail coming from the UN, that background, all the travels, all the meetings with the higher-ups, and to come down to St. Lucia for campaigning, not even from a governmental level, but for a campaign trail. How are you able to talk to people about what they have to know versus what you have to tell them to get their vote? Because I would suspect that some of the messages that St. Lucians must learn suggest bitter medicine, bitter pills.
Yeah.
And you can't very well be serving bitter pills from a platform at election time.
Well, I didn't find it difficult. Some adjustment obviously had to be made. But I arrived late, in July to be precise. And so I had to get straight into Gros-Islet and renew acquaintances, talk to people. I did a lot of town hall type meetings, which helped me a lot to get a message across and to get a feedback, what I call partnership, try to build on the partnerships. I found that I was also talking to a lot of young people, and all of this helped to make the adjustment so that